Azlanz Way.
This presentation, I'm not going to go on too long. I called it Alchemy by Hermes. And this is not by Hermes, I say it in Latin, Trismegistus, which is the kind of mystical, magical, foundational character. This is Hermes Mercurius, which actually existed long before, as well, the ancient Greek civilization believed that he existed long before the other Hermes. And this image here is associated with such symbolic meaning. It represents so many functions, but mainly the one that I wanted to concentrate today is on the alchemy, and specifically the messenger, because you've got the wings, as you'll see, wings in the feet, wings in the helmet. There's something about the angelic, divine, and then this kind of earthly, mortal realm that Hermes is able to go in faster than the other so-called beings back then. The word alchemy, it comes from in Greek, obviously, and also al and then chemia, which is the art of transmuting metals. And transmuting is to go from one form to a whole different form. Actually, one substance, mute, transform is form, mute is actually like the substance, like a mutation, like going from base metal into gold. Let's see. I like so we got an old term alchemy, but a new way of understanding it, which is from Hermes Mercurius. But he's also, well, you see in the next video, he's also what's called a psychopomp. And what this is a new word for me. It means the guide of souls. Here's a quick video. 1 minute.
In Roman mythology, Mercury was the messenger of the gods. He is the equivalent of Hermes in Greek mythology. He symbolized communication, eloquence, commerce, travel, and the crossing of boundaries. His cunning and versatility made him a patron of both merchants and thieves, embodying duality and adaptability. Mercury's winged sandals and helmet accentuated his role as a bridge between the divine and mortal worlds, conveying messages and guiding souls to the underworld, playing the role of a psychopomp. This symbolism of Mercury as a psychopomp appears in the realm of psychology as well. In Jungian psychology, Mercury represents the mind's ability to traverse between conscious thoughts and the deeper, often unexplored regions of the subconscious. And so, Mercury symbolizes our capacity for introspection, self-analysis, and the integration of disparate aspects of our psyche. This plays a crucial role in personal development and self-awareness, meaning the capacity for transformation and adaptation, vital for both personal growth and the pursuit of knowledge. Mercury's role as a messenger underscores the importance of communication and understanding in human relationships and the quest for wisdom. In essence, Mercury serves as a reminder of the fluidity of existence and the importance of embracing change, communication, and the pursuit of knowledge in all of its forms. It is a symbol that continues to fascinate and inspire, bridging the gap between the ancient and the modern, the material and the spiritual, the mundane and the divine.
Okay, so let's return to Josh talked about first of all, so Hermes is the Greek and the god, and then in Roman civilization he was called Mercury. So I like to use the term Hermes Mercurius. I just think that that's kind of illustrious, but you can call it either way. Um, how does it relate to us today? Well, definitely in modern psychology is filled with these kind of parallel and perpendicular themes. I want to begin with where it says the logos. The logos, the word, the word is, we've studied it. It's the resonant word, the word that was spoken and that continues to be kind of underneath like the laws of creation even. John chapter 1, it says that all things were made through him. Genesis chapter 1, it says God created all things. Colossians chapter 1, it says that all things were made through him. And so all things, put it into that context, putting that, it gives us meaning and purpose, almost like a map. How are we getting that? How are we getting that message? Well, in alchemy, Mercury, this is the second point, represents the fluid, transformative principle that bridges the material and spiritual realms. So, how are we getting these spiritual truths, these revelation? How are they transforming us in our minds, in our brains? And it's a mystery that is still being discovered today, but we can harness it better now than I think uh, even before the Greeks were here. So let's look at the hold on a second. This one. Okay, let's go to modern psychology, where you've got okay, well, no, sorry. The first one, communication to higher knowledge. I'll just read it. Hermes and Mercury symbolize bridging, like this. This is the Azlanz Way. This is bridges, bridging realms and accessing wisdom. Okay, like alchemy is transmutation of metals. They represent thoughts becoming understanding. So see that alchemy now is not just in spirituality, mythology, but now alchemy is in psychology. Okay, Carl Jung, his psychology went like this. The bottom one. Carl Jung saw alchemy as a metaphor for psychological transformation. Okay, so here now Hermes becomes an archetype that connects the conscious and unconscious mind. And if you know that the archetype, that's the original copy of something that has been inside our collective unconscious since basically all generations. And so maybe that archetype was formed back there, way back, but we still have it. We still have it today. And that archetype, that Hermes Mercurius archetype, is what I wanted to just introduce to you, and also see how it is kind of responsible for that alchemy, for transforming our minds, and getting the spiritual revelation into our physical brains and realities and perspectives. Let's see. The archetype, it actually was the primitive mental image inherited from the earliest human ancestors and supposed to be present in the collective unconscious. So just consider this Hermes Mercurius archetype is inside your unconscious right now. And that archetype, it has the ability to move freely between the realm of the gods and also earth, between the conscious, which is everyday world, and then the unconscious. And that this is something it's fascinated us throughout centuries, because we all have the desire to make sense of the unseen forces that influence our lives. And this is one way to make sense of it, is through this ancient Greek mythology, but also the logos, what is the resonant word that's here in this time period today. Okay, here's more on Carl Jung.
And his own framework for the transformative journey of the psyche, what he called individuation. And who is at the center of all of the iconography, all of the strange arcane art that has to do with alchemy? Of course, it's Hermes Mercurius. So Jung explored this archetype of Hermes Mercurius specifically in his work Psychology and Alchemy. Jung considered the Hermes archetype to be a guide that assists in the alchemical process of individual psyches. That is, he aids in the transformation of the psyche from unconscious to conscious. But Jung goes even further than that, characterizing this Hermes Mercury archetype as not just a guide, but the keeper of the entire process.
Individuation, that's Carl Jung's theory. It's the process of integrating the unconscious with the conscious mind. It's also the key to breaking the cycles of archetypes. So basically, individuation, it can lead to a more meaningful existence. And it takes place when we realize the self and its potential, and we acknowledge both the conscious and unconscious elements. So when they become balanced, when you have the self in the center, it is able to basically integrate the power from the outside world and the inside world. And once again, this is like kind of what alchemy is. You've got changing one substance into a whole another substance. Also, dreams, like alchemy, reveal hidden truths through the symbols. And these symbols are the same as they were thousands of years ago. We've had the same kind of imagery. They might have a little bit different forms, but the same, I guess, substantial kind of imprints on our minds. And then it says here, the Philosopher's Stone, which I'm not going to get into. That's that big red thing, which is what the alchemists were trying to get to. Um, uh, uh, that is something that we've had that desire. All of us, every human being has wanted to have that desire to understand these spiritual kind of mysteries. And then so above, so below, overlaps between alchemy, psychology, and spirituality. Okay, so here's where we bring in the biblical wisdom, Carl Jungian psychology, and the transformative journey, like say, like the hero's journey. Those three things. How do they? Okay, for instance, look at the active imagination. That is a part of the realm of dreams, part of the unconscious. Okay, how do we get that over to the conscious? Oh, there must be some sort of messenger. There must be some sort of alchemy. And could it be that biblical wisdom is the one thing that can basically solve the problem? Uh, be this philosopher's stone? Here's three symbols that might be able to help put the thoughts together. So the yin and yang, or the Tao, on the far left on top, is the union of complementary opposites. Kind of like psychology. In this sense, psychology and matter are one and the same. The inner and the outer world are the same. The middle one is the caduceus, if I'm saying it right, and that's also Latin. That's what Hermes Mercurius in the pictures, and what he was known to carry. It's a staff with two serpents wrapped around each other, which is not the same staff as we use as our medical symbol, by the way. That's linked to the caduceus is linked to balance, duality, and transformation, and these things are all found in alchemy. And let's see, if you look at the hero's journey, above is the known world or the conscious world, and below that line is the unknown or unconscious world. Even though they're separate in this diagram, in this model, they're the same. So all these three things are taking two dualities and allowing them to be kind of complete. And these dualities is to go from one substance to another, from the conscious, the unconscious. And there's got to be a way of doing it. There's got to be a bridge. There has to. And we're here to figure it out. Okay, I think I have one more slide. Okay, so the logos. What is alchemy from the logos? So like I said earlier, that matter and psychology, they're separate, but they're together. And I believe that they're united through the process of alchemy. Let's see. If Jesus, okay, let's look at matter as a historical fact came. So the person of Jesus came, okay, and then having faith in the resurrection that he rose again would be the alchemy. So the faith is the alchemy because the psychology is having a renewed mind, being born again, being saved. So this is a miracle that we believe in our mind, but it has to happen inside where? It has to happen inside our heart. So that's where they come together is matter and alchemy and psychology through Jesus. And that's when we believe in our heart. And I'm going to end on these two verses, which I come into my heart over and over and over, and I wanted to share with you. Maybe one of them will resonate with you. First one is Proverbs 4:23. Guard your heart above all else, for it determines the course of your life. And the next one, which is actually a paraphrase of Romans chapter 2:15. The heart is also the seat of the conscience. And if you look at the self in the center of our psyche, of our complete mind, like, you know, past, present, future, and the self, who we are, that is the center of the heart in all the chakra drawings and pictures and videos and everything. You got, you know, the colors of the throat chakra, the solar plexus, all those things. The heart is always green in a lot of these, and the green is the balanced one. It's the one that's there's this many colors above and below, but it's also it's funny I didn't go into it, but Hermes Trismegistus, his whole thing was the emerald stone. He apparently emerald tablet, which the emerald is the only stone. Green is the only color of the emerald. And so I think something is said there that the color green as being the center, our heart center, and the tablet that is actually the one that shows the secrets of alchemy, according to Hermes Trismegistus, is green. So there's something about green, and I also heard that God's favorite color is green. Actually, I read it in a book by about Psalm 23, that there's more like looking from a certain perspective of all the trees that are on the earth was proof that God's color is green. But I don't know. I think that Hermes Mercurius is something for us to consider as the messenger and doing our spiritual alchemy. We need guidance, and I didn't say that assurance part, that we do have a blessed assurance, which is the Holy Spirit. The bottom part, the sense of assurance that the Greek gods gave the civilization, we have that. Everybody knows, or that hymn song, the Blessed Assurance. And then the last thing right here, where it says, in a world where the whims of the gods were believed to directly impact the mortal realm, Hermes and Mercury stood as crucial mediators. So in the spiritual battle, all the things that come against us spiritually in our minds, and then the stuff that we have to go through down here on the earth, and the praise and the glory and the wonderful things that we have, that there's got to be a mediator. And it says in Hebrews chapter 12, to Jesus, the mediator of a new covenant, and to the sprinkled blood that speaks a better word than the blood of Abel. So that's it.
Join our next gathering. For the date and time, check out azlanzway.com.